Welcome, race fans. Tonight, ECR takes to the high banks of Talladega, 2.66 miles around this track. The weather is cooperating here tonight. I believe we'll get it in. And they will be doing 113 laps. So I'm excited for this here. Talladega always produces some great super speedway racing, and I'm sure it will not disappoint you here tonight. We've got a special announcement here. I've got one of the drivers. I cannot drag him up here right now. He has a special announcement here that I'm sure everybody will want to hear. So please stay tuned for this. This is going to be exciting news. I didn't even want to hear it myself. I want to hear it when you all hear it. So hang loose here for a couple of minutes. They are in a driver's meeting. They'll be getting back out on the track. It looks like maybe it might be coming to an end here. And thanks for tuning in here. We appreciate it. You're welcome there, Zachary, even though I'm not as good as Race Spot. We're coming down to 2 minutes, 45 seconds left till qualifying begins, folks. And like I said, please stand by for a special announcement here from one of the members of the league. I'm not even going to say what it pertains to. I just want you all to be as surprised as I have been that we're finally going to hear something about this. So, like I said, stay tuned because this is exciting news. I think everybody's going to really want to hear this. So please get your drinks now. Get whatever you're going to snack on for the duration of the broadcast here. Get it out of the way now. Get your bathroom break done, because we want to be here as soon as qualifying begins. I am going to play the national anthem, and as soon as I get back from the national anthem, I will drag the guy into the booth here with me, and we will get the exciting news. I can't wait. Drivers are still in a lengthy drivers meeting here, making sure that they do go all over the rules here and make sure everybody's aware of the rules coming into tonight. And as soon as we are through with the announcement, I will go over the points coming into tonight. It's actually a pretty tight battle all the way back to the top, like fourth or fifth. It's very tight, but a long season ahead of these guys. So, you know, a lot can happen in a full season. All right, I believe the drivers' meeting may be just about over. I think the guys are finally getting back out on the track here. But just in time for us to step away here, we'll play our national anthem and be right back, folks, so don't go anywhere.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we are back, and as I promised, I will get somebody in the booth here with us, and I'm going to let him give us the good news. So hang on a minute, we'll be right back, and I will have him in the booth. All right, we have our special guest in the booth here with the exciting news. Ken, give us the good news there, brother.
All right, thanks for having me up here, Rudy. I got some information on Nicole today. Her husband texted me. She made it through surgery just fine today. She's awake, alert, and she's on her way back. She's on the mend.
Oh, wow, that is so awesome. You just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, me too.
Oh man, I'm telling you, that is such good news. I told everybody that I had some exciting news for them, and like I told you, I didn't want you to tell me what that exciting news was. I wanted to hear it when everybody else heard it, and man, that is so awesome, man. I guess all of our thoughts and prayers with her and the family have paid off then, Ken.
They definitely have. And, since she's been out, I've been running her number in her paint schemes. And she has a special little fan. His name is Josh, and he tunes in and watches. And it was funny, last night I was running her number in the Xfinity race. And, of course, I got loose and spun out. He went running up to the steps to his mom real quick. Mommy, the 4-car wrecked. He was all upset. So I want to get her back in her car so he can root for her.
Oh, that's so awesome. Wow. Man, I am just really excited about that, Ken. That's great news. Well, thank you for sharing with us. And man, this is kind of give, I think it probably gave everybody a little bit of a relief out here. Is there any news when Nicole is going to be able to get back to racing? I know you just got the news, but we're kind of pushing it here, but any news?
No, nothing yet. I think she's just going to need some recovery time and everything, but she should be back with us. And I didn't tell any of the guys until the drivers' meeting there today, so you can imagine that was quite a ruckus up there. Whenever they heard that news, they were all happy.
Oh, I bet. That is awesome, man. Thank you for sharing, Ken. And if you talk to the family again, tell them that our thoughts and prayers are continuing to stay with them and Nicole through this recovery time. So I appreciate that very much, Ken. Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate it, Rudy. I'll let them know.
All right. Good luck tonight, Ken.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Good news, man. One of the league members, Nicole Johnson, that had an accident here a few weeks ago, and she is recovering. So very good news. Well, let's run down through the points here real quick. Brian Wilderson on the top spot with only a 7-point lead over Nelson Rivera coming into tonight. Nelson second place. Josh Witherspoon actually 10 points behind Brian Wilderson. Just a note there, Nelson Rivera did pick up 2 positions last week. Justin Bland will be in 4th. He is 33 points behind. John Schweikert in 5th, 40 points behind. Anthony Thitchner in 6th, picked up a position last week, is 44 points behind. 7th place is Stephen Massey, dropping 2 positions last week, and he is 59 points behind. In 8th is Brandon Simmons. He is 74 behind. And Chuck Harrell, 9th place, gained 3 positions last week, and he is 90 points behind. And rounding out the top 10, dropping 1 position, is Chris Surkois. Sorry, I had to scroll that down a little bit, and he is 99 points back. So, boy, my hat's off to these drivers out here. It's been some great racing. Last week was no different than any other week that we have seen these guys put on a great show. So, and I really expect it to be another fantastic show here tonight. So, Talladega, to me, I think super speedway racing throws like a whole nother, you might want to say a whole nother wrench into the works. It kind of gives every driver out there that chance of pulling in a win. Some drivers, like myself, I would probably finish in the top 15 to 20 every week, or maybe even further back. And we give a guy like me a shot to get up there and a chance to win, rather than you following the same guys every week, and these guys winning every week, and they're, not that they don't deserve it, because they are the best, but anyhow, thank you again for joining us here tonight. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us along on Facebook there at facebook.com/MaxSpeedTV. As qualifying is continuing here. They do have a 10-minute qualifying window, folks. So we're probably going to have a little bit of dead air here while I get prepared. And I apologize for that, but a little preparation involved here to... I'm going to be in the booth by myself tonight, so I've got to make sure I've got everything exactly perfect, the way I like it, the way I feel it's perfect. So I'll try to give you a rundown here. We'll change up here and go to the second 10 in results here. Jay Adair top in the 11th position. And some guys are still qualifying, so take that into consideration here. You can also check out our website at MaxSpeedTV.com you can actually watch the broadcast up there. Well, I believe I might have forgot to put it up there tonight. My bad. But usually you can catch it right there on our website. All right. Well, looks like qualifying is over. So let's get down here to the grid, and we'll get everybody accounted for. All right, starting on the pole, Brian Wilson with a 50.266. Congratulations to him for grabbing the pole. Scott Hunsinger on the outside of him in second place. Nathan Miller, a previous winner here just a couple of weeks ago, is showing his stuff here, new to the league, and is running. He will be starting in third. John Schweiker in fourth. Michael Leiby fifth. Luis Salmaso sixth. Nick Olson starting seventh. Tony DeGennaro eighth. Douglas Hess starting ninth. Ron Miller 10th, Jay Adair 11th, Thomas Lattimore in 12th, Chris Steele starting 13th, Justin Bland 14th, Anthony Thitchner 15th, John Cottle 16th, Stephen Massey 17th, Blake Freeman 18th, Matt Morris 19th, Brandon Simmons 20th, Chris Serkoy starting 21st, AJ Scarborough back in 22nd, Josh Witherspoon in 23rd, Tony Diamond 24th, Ken Worley 25th, Chuck Harrell 26th, Kirk Quist 27th, the last one to take a qualifying time here. Nelson Rivera, the first one to not qualify, starting in the 28th position. Michael Guidry 29th, Michael Kinner 30th, Jeremy Rubin starting 32nd, George Munger 33rd, Pat Rouchet, that's Rouchet, starting 34th. I got it right that time, Pat. Josh Sheets starting 35th. Ken Ron 36th. And that will be your field set in stone here as we get ready to get the command to start this race here, folks. And we will be off and running here. Let's get up here to our leader. Uh-oh, a little late start off there. Pretty big size field here tonight. We'll get a rundown here after they get going and take the first green flag lap. We'll get a rundown how many drivers there is. Right now, with a lot of guys that are not starting, it's kind of hard to keep track of. Doesn't look like George Munger will start the race, Matt Morris, or Josh Sheets. And I do believe I'd seen Josh Sheets in chat right there saying he was taking the week off. What's up with that, Josh? Nobody gets a week off in racing. Sorry, buddy. Just don't get a week off. Well, we're just about ready to unleash them here. They're going to be coming out of turn 4. Pace car will be heading for pit road, and we're going to get the green flag right after that, so stay tuned, folks. This is going to be exciting. 113 laps of high bank, high-speed racing in the Gen 6 here tonight. Pace car's in. Long ways around the tri-oval here. It can't go. And there he goes. He is going. Okay. I thought they had to wait till the green, but I guess not. And there they get the green. Brian Wilson taking over. Nathan Miller tucks right in behind him in second as they all get up to speed here. Scott Hunsinger falls into the third place. Schweiker in fourth, taking a look on the bottom already. Trying to stay in that draft. He was, I think Scott Hunsinger was hoping Schweiker would stay with him up on that high side. But it seems for right now, Huntsinger seems to be holding his own up there right at the moment. It takes him about a full lap to get up to full speed here, folks, so that's something you want to kind of think about. Coming around here to take the first green flag lap will be Brian Wilson in the lead. Let's see if he does, in fact, lead the very first lap, and he does, so he will collect a bonus point. Starting the race outright right there, Brian Wilson has won a couple of races here in previous weeks. Actually won a couple back-to-back, so definitely one to look out for. But like I was saying, folks, this could be anybody's race out here tonight. Schweikert taking it to the outside, hooked up with Michael Leiby. Close racing right here, trying to get some side draft off of these boys. Oh, Schweikert almost touches Nathan Miller. That was too close to call right there. Whew. That'll make the old seat warm up right there, I can tell you. Luis Salmaso in 6th. I'm going to miss Luis in the booth with me tonight. It would have been great to have him in the booth with me. He's been helping me the last couple of weeks. He just came back from, he went on vacation to visit family here just a few weeks ago and was in Chile, South America. Glad he made it home safe, and it was good to have him in the booth with me there for a couple of weeks. Actually helped me broadcast a couple of weeks ago from Chile, South America. That was pretty awesome. So good luck out there tonight, Luis. Let's go back in the field here a ways. Blake Freeman in 19th. These guys already falling back here about 1.9 seconds. Not too bad. Trying to give themselves a little bit of a buffer, just in case the big one happens. You got to be able to steer around these guys if the big one does happen. And we know the big one's going to happen. We just don't know when. Okay? Chuck Harrell in 24th. Kurt Quist 25th, right on his tail. Michael Guidry in 26th. Tony Diamond 27th. Jeremy Rubin has been extremely warm here the last few weeks. He's been turning up the heat. But he's staying back a little ways for right now, and we'll wait and see if he can get up there toward the end of this race. Pat Rouchet in 29th. Ken Ron there gave us the good news about Nicole Johnson. Back here in 30th. Is actually running Nicole's number. Has been running it for, well, ever since Nicole got hurt. He's been running her number, which is really awesome. Running some of her paint schemes and all. So this is pretty cool. This is a very tight-knit family here, folks. I got to tell you, man. This is you know, one of the tightest leagues as far as family goes in iRacing. And I'll tell you, they really pride themselves in it too. Nelson Rivera in 31st. Michael Kinner, well off of the pace back here, losing the draft, 32nd. And Matt Moritz does make it in the room, but he is not far from going a lap down. The speeds that these guys are picking up, they're already coming out of turn 4 here right directly. They're going to be reeling him up real fast. What a group of guys coming around right now. Nathan Miller still hanging on to that second position right behind Brian Wilson. Brian has led all the laps so far. That makes lap number 6. And you know, I think while we're under green, I think it's time for, I know it's a little early, but it kind of gets me pumped up and a little more excited. I don't know if I could get more excited than I am right now, because this is some of the top shelf racing right here, folks, and this really gets me pumped up. But let's do a little crank it up. What do you think? Well, there is a hot lap cranking it up around Talladega. Boy, kind of gives you the perspective of the speeds these guys are carrying. Looking at John Schwaker's speed here coming down the backstretch here, 202, 203 mile an hour going into turn 3. Boy, I'll tell you what, and he is mired into the pack right here, running on the upper line and doing quite well. Let's ride along with John Schwaker here for a minute as he follows right behind Nick Olson. Those two trying to get a whole line going up there on that upper side. And we got a brand new leader, Nathan Miller, taking over the top spot there from Brian Wilderson. And they're coming up on, that would be Matt Moritz on the high side. Well, let's ride along with Matt here and watch how fast these guys go by in the draft. He is not in the draft. As you can see, they are quite a bit faster. He's only doing about 186 and they're doing about 202. So that's a lot faster. Now he should be able to fall in behind these guys, pick up the draft, and he will be in the lucky dog position here, providing a caution does come out. But you know what? I just don't believe that it will for a while. I better knock on wood on that one. I don't want to jinx these guys right out of the gate. Nathan Miller bringing up the front end here. Brian Wilderson now tucked in behind him. Scott Hunsinger in third. Nick Olson up on the high side, trying to get a run, him and John Schwaker. Boy, doesn't that look like a real nail biter there, looking back on that field. Everybody's kind of being patient, but yet, you know, when you start moving to that upper line, that's when patience are starting to show a little thin with these guys. Nick Olson now with John Schwaker on his tail. You can see just how close these guys are getting down there, trying to get that side draft. Does help, it makes them faster. And I believe that upper line may be working just a little bit here. Nick Olson does reel up. He is now in fourth place, side by side with Scott Hunsinger. Nathan Miller continues to lead, now tying the most laps led here with Brian Wilderson at 6. Six laps apiece between them two. Back in the field, Chris Steele, 19th position. Down on the bottom here, trying to see if he can't get Josh Witherspoon to reel him in and help him get closer to the front. I'm just looking at one of my favorite cars out there, probably everybody's favorite, Jeremy Rubin, running the Krispy Kreme donut car. I want it. I want them Krispy Kreme donuts. Not that I need them, but yep, pretty awesome looking. You'll see a lot of the guys that are running pink cars, pink numbers. That's all signifying that they are rooting for Nicole Johnson's recovery. So, you know, I think that's what sets this league apart. That it's showing just how tight they are as a family here, and this really made this league. It's really made this league come together and show just how tight of a group they are. You know, I mean, I hate it at the cost of Nicole's health. But it just showed me just how serious that they are about their closeness and family. So you know, we all race together each and every day or each and every week, you know, different leagues, and we all get to know each other, sometimes pretty personably. And, you know, I got to say, it's you know, when it affects one, it affects everybody. You know, we actually just found out some saddened news today. Another fellow iRacer that has fallen was Ryan Sadusky. If anybody that has raced with him or knows him, please send your thoughts and prayers to Donald Sadusky. He's well known in iRacing. I know probably a lot of you know him or have raced with him also. But please send your condolences to Donald Sadusky in iRacing. It's a very sad day. I don't know any details other than that his son Ryan had passed, and that's all I know. So it was all over Facebook this afternoon. Something happened. Don't know what happened. Tony DeGennaro in 7th. Thomas Lattimore, another one to keep an eye on out here. He's been really good here as of late. John Cottle working his way up through the field, up to 9th position, and rounding out the top 10, Anthony Thitchner looking for a win here tonight. Douglas Hess in 12th. Chris Urquois 13th. Ron Miller working his way into 14th. Chuck Harrell 15th. AJ Scarborough 16th place. Looking for him to get up there. Had a bad week last week and trying to make a comeback this week. Nathan Miller continuing to lead up in the front here. Brian Wilson maybe looking to the outside, now trying to pull John Schweikert with him. As Scott Hunsinger now tucks up under the back of Nathan Miller here, and they're going to try to get back up there. Looks like he's going to give Nathan Miller a little shove here and get him back up to the front. What a pack of cars, huh? Another one about to go a lap down. Michael Kenner. He's been slowly being reeled in by this lead pack. He got out of the draft, and boy, that's all it takes. Once you're out of that draft, like I said, you're at least 10 to 15 mile an hour slower. He's pushing 188 right now, and if we go up here to the leader, he'll be over 202 here as they get down the backstretch. There he is, 202. 203, 204, 205, man, into turn 3 at 205 miles an hour. So it doesn't take long to reel up Michael Kenner. You can see them leaders coming around here. Michael will be able to duck in behind these guys and get a little draft off of them. Come around to start lap number 20, folks. So lots of racing to go. You can see just how fast they are reeling him in. And they will just drive right on by easily. He stays way up high, give them plenty of room down on the bottom. That's the racing groove right now. At least the bottom two lanes, excuse me, as you see the second lane coming by there, Brian Wilderson and John Schweikert, and also Nick Olson. And he's still trying to give plenty of room out there. Nathan Miller still in the command of this race with Scott Hunsinger on his tail. Has led 14 laps at the moment. And we have our first caution, folks. Let's see where it's at. Oh, Tony Diamond into it. Well, let's go see what happened to Tony here. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but we're about to find out. Oh, somebody got out of shape up there. Let me go up and see if I can figure out who that is. That would be Jay Adair, and I believe what he did was he caught that, that if you catch that yellow line, no, he didn't. It looks like the car may have gotten aero loose on him, or he turned the wheel just a bit too hard or something there, and he's going to take it down below that yellow line, and that really upsets the handling of the car. He tries to bring it back up onto the track after catching the grass, and he still don't have it saved, and this is where it's going to get ugly. Right here, it looks like the number 4 of Ken Ron comes along and hits him in the tail, and it's on from there. The number 95, Kurt Quist, will get a piece of that action. And Ken Ron is still out of control here, trying to save it. The 77 there slips by of Nelson Rivera. The 92, not so lucky, Chris Steele, going to get some hard hit on that one. The 47 as well. 47 of Tony Diamond. That's where Tony Diamond got involved. We've got about 4 or 5 cars that are going to be tore up here, going to have to get some damage fixed up on them. And it looks like the leader is going to bring everybody to pit road. It's just about that time anyhow. But we probably couldn't ask for a better time for a caution to come out. Not on these guys. I just meant that metaphorically. Just they're probably thankful because it was coming down to where they're going to have to start thinking about green flag pit stops here in the next couple laps anyhow. So, all right, Nathan Miller brings them to pit road, and let's see who's going to win the race off of pit road here, folks. We have a couple that did stay out, but John Schweikert will beat Nathan Miller off of pit road with a fantastic pit stop. But Brandon Simmons will be our leader. And the one that went on through pits was Josh Witherspoon. He did not stop in his pit stall. Not sure if he just missed his pit stall, or what happened there. But once everybody gets out here, let's try to see if we can get a word in with somebody here. I'm going to talk to. I don't know if Tony Diamond would feel like talking to me right now. He may be a little upset, so I think we'll kind of hold off on him for right now. But how about well, let's see, Brandon Simmons. How about Brandon Simmons? Let's try to get a word in with him here. We'll see if we can get a word in with him. Brandon Simmons, do you have a copy?
I hear you.
Well, Brandon, how's the racing been going for you out there? I mean, I know it's tough to pass and everything, but is your car running all right? And will you be able to do anything now that you're up there in the front?
I'm going to be pitting here to get some fuel.
Okay.
It's running all right. Just need a little bit longer of a run to see what it's going to do here.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to bother you while you're coming to pit road. Doggone it. I wasn't thinking when I drug you down here, but we'll wait till you get done with your pit stop.
That's all good, man.
Well, I know it's hard to pass and everything, but and how much of a factor is the aero push around these cars when you're in the pack? Have you noticed any difference?
Well, the bottom line, after a while, we'll want to drift up near the middle groove a little bit, so we're gonna have to watch that a little bit. Might have to loosen it up a little bit, I think, but see what happens.
Yeah, that was my next question. Is there anything that you can do to adjust on that car to try to take that push out of it, or can you just minimize it maybe a little?
It could be, your closing rate on the guy in front of you as well. So the draft has a major toll on the way we drive the car here. So.
All right, Brandon, we're going to let you get back to work. You're going to be restarting. Looks like 27th there after that late pit stop. Good luck there, brother, and maybe we'll see you at the end.
Yeah, thanks, Rudy.
All right, Brandon Simmons going to be starting back in 27th. Brand new leader up front, Josh Witherspoon. Does get in that lap, so he will get a bonus point. But the only driver that has not been to, he was on pit road but did not stop. So I'm not sure if we're going to see him break off here and come to pit road, because I don't believe he's going to be able to make it too many more laps here on fuel, and he would have to come in anyhow, probably another 5 or 6 laps. It does look like he is going to break off, yes. So probably a good call. He would have to break off sooner or later. So John Schweikert will take over the lead now, and for the first time today, he will be up front to lead a lap and gather up a bonus point. Well, it's a little warm in the booth tonight, but we will survive as long as my computer doesn't get so super hot. But air conditioner has been running full bore all day today. It's been pretty warm here in the south, and hopefully it's warm where you guys are at. I think spring has sprung. We're ready to take on a nice warm summer, hopefully this summer. Birds are chirping, and it's really great, man. Spring is alive, and it's good to have it. So, all right, well, we're ready to go back racing here, taking the green on lap 26. And we still got a long ways to go here, folks. We're, wow, just not even a quarter of the way through the race yet. But that was a nice long green flag run there, about 23 laps, I believe it was, 22 laps, green flag laps. So before the first caution come out. A great racing here tonight at ECR. Sponsored by Jaws Graphics, folks. That's Luis Salmaso's graphics company that he does a lot of painting, a lot of signs. So thank you, Luis, for sponsoring here at ECR. All right, here we go, folks. Let's get them wound up here one more time. Pace cars in. Schweikert starting on the outside. Nathan Miller on the inside, and they are into the throttle already, and there goes the green, and Schweikert will lead yet another lap. Nathan Miller trying to get back up to the front. He comes up with a full head of steam, and Schweikert comes down in front of him to slow up that progress. Scott Hunsinger in third, Michael Leiby. We watch for Michael every week, trying to see if he can get up here and grab a win away from these guys, and he is always in contention, though. Got to give him that. Thomas Lattimore, 5th place. Anthony Thitchner now up to the 6th place. Brian Wilson gets shuffled back to 7th. Tony DeGennaro, 8th. Ron Miller, 9th. And A.J. Scarborough will round out the top 10 here. Go back in the field here ways. Michael Kinner did not get the way by on that, but the last one on the lead lap right now, Kurt Quist. And Ron still on pit road trying to get damage fixed up. Kurt Quist blinking pretty bad. I can't stay on him too awful long. Pat Rouchet in 28th. Long ways back from the leader, but they're in that safe zone here I talk about week after week at the super speedways. You've got to give yourself that little bit of a buffer to, in case the big one happens up there, you do have time to check up. So that is not a bad place to be right now. These guys shuffling around here a little bit. They don't want to get up there too awful close to that front pack, so I can't hardly blame them. Michael Kinner is with these guys, but he is a lap down. Chris Steele on pit road now. John Schweikert continues the lead. Nathan Miller in tow. Brian Wilson trying to get a run on the outside. Don Schweiker showing the way here, folks. Taking lap 29, so lots of racing to go. Ron Miller now goes into fourth, actually fifth. He just popped back a spot. I believe he's on the high side there. Let's ride along with Nathan Miller, or excuse me, Ron Miller. I get him and Nathan mixed up. Ron Miller, right behind Brian Wilson. These guys giving that bottom row lots of room. This is where they need to drop down to the bottom and get a little side draft. It looks like Brian Wilson is doing just that. You got to give a little room there because the guy wiggles a little bit in that turn, and we know how the arrow pushes around these cars, and if he wiggles a little bit, it wind up taking you and maybe several others out. So that's a good call by Brian Wilson, just giving himself that little extra room. He's back in fifth place here, and you can see that inside line drives on by in the turns, but on the straightaways, they can be a little faster here on the high side. Schweiker still pulling Nathan Miller. Get somebody down on the apron there. I did not catch who that was. I believe that was Chris Steele. Let me see if I can catch up with Chris here. He just come off of pit road. He does come back up onto the track now as the whole, pretty much almost the whole field went by. Except for these guys back here in the back. And that's being led by Matt Moritz. These guys back almost 7 seconds behind that lead pack. That's really not a bad place to be. Him and Josh Witherspoon, Pat Rouchet, Jay Adair, Blake Freeman, Kurt Quist. Kurt Quist now the last one on the lead lap. All right, back up in the middle of the pack here, Jeremy Rubin in the Krispy Kreme donut car. He's trying to work himself into the top 10 here. My computer might be getting a little bit warm here, folks. I may have to do something different here and get some air flowing in this room. So if you give me 1 second, I will be right back. All right, I think we'll be all right now. Get a little air moving in here. We're starting to get a little warm here in the booth. So this has got to be the warmest room in the house with this all this computer equipment running in here and the monitors, and I got 4 monitors running in here, and it gets pretty warm, let me tell you. Michael Leiby, 5th place. Stephen Massey, one I've been trying to keep an eye on here. Stephen Massey on the bottom in 10th. Nick Olson in 11th. Tony DeGennaro 12th. Justin Bland 13th place. Waiting to see if Justin can get it up there closer to the front. I don't know. We will see. But we sell Masso now into the top 15. And the good old number 3, Chuck Harrell. Chuck Harrell doing a great job here in the Skull Bandit car. I don't know if those of you that remember the olden days when, gosh, I can't remember his name now, drove the Skull Bandit car. Man, I just like drew a blank on that one. Somebody help me. And heck, I even got his autograph. I got his autograph up in Michigan. Drove the Skull Bandit car. Harry Gant. There you go, Harry Gant. John Cottle, 17th. Followed by Michael Guidry. And Ken Worley, for all you Ken Worley fans out there. I know his son used to tune in each and every week and watch us broadcast. He's back in 19th position. And he is definitely in that safe zone right now. If something would happen up front, he's got at least a couple of seconds to check up here. Nelson Rivera, right behind him. Anthony Thitchner. And Chris Turquoise. Those four working together trying to reel in that front group. I think it's just about time for another crank it up here. What do you think? I like these green flag runs. We're coming up on lap 40 here before too much longer, so let's do another crank it up. All right, another fast lap around Talladega. A couple of laps there. Schweikert still in the lead. Has now tied the most laps led there with Nathan Miller. Now just beats it by 1. He does take over and leads 16 laps, beating Nathan Miller by 1. Scott Hunsinger in third, mired into the pack right here in the front. Brian Wilderson, previous leader early on, in fifth. Michael Leiby, sixth. Stephen Massey, seventh. What a pack of cars here, folks, I'm telling you. All the way back to 15th, Ron Miller. These guys in less than 1 second of each other from first to 15th. A little bit of a fall off here. John Cottle and Michael Guidry fall back about 2.3 seconds behind the pack right now, and are in danger. Actually have lost the draft, I should say. Now all they can do is hope that this group right behind him, Anthony Thitchner leading this group, can reel them in, and they can join forces and work their way back up to the front. They are putting a little bit of closing on Michael Guidry right now, but we may see that happening here sooner than later. Jeremy Rubin out of the race. What happened to Jeremy Rubin? Well, I did not see that till just right now. It looks like Jeremy Rubin has taken his car behind the wall. Ooh, boy. Quite the glitch there going on. Some of this, though, I do believe may be iRacing. I don't know. I really don't know what the cause of it is. As they come up on some lap traffic here, the 92 and the 47, that would be Chris Steele and Tony Diamond. They will both go another lap down. They're both actually running for position here. 32nd and 33rd. So they actually are running for position. Libby in third, Tony DeGennaro fourth. These guys keep switching up here. Now they're 3 wide into turns. We got a group up on that high side. I believe that's led by Nathan Miller up there. He is trying to get something working up there. Him and Brian Wilderson working together, along with AJ Scarborough. AJ actually in 9th place right now. And he comes back down to the bottom into the second groove as Nathan Miller brought them all down here. And he's still trying to stay up there a little bit high. He might be trying to get a little air in that radiator. It doesn't take long for that many laps to go around here, and your car does start getting a little warm. So following, pretty close to one another. Tony DeGennaro having a minute there, almost getting out of shape, but saves it. And right along with Stephen Massey, and you can see Tony in the Xbox One right ahead of him. A little checking up here by Stephen Massey. AJ on the outside of Stephen Massey for position. They come around to take lap number 46 and coming up on more lap traffic here, folks. Let's ride along with Nathan Miller here for a minute and see how they're going to negotiate this lap traffic that they're going to be coming up on. And they are coming up on him really quick. That is Kurt Quist that is completely out of the draft. He's staying on the high side, and they are getting one heck of a run here. You're getting a little air off of Kurt Quist, actually. And Scott Hunsinger pushes John Schweikert back out front. So John will lead yet another lap. That'll make his 23rd lap when he crosses the line here. Oh, out of shape, catching that apron. And that's going to put Scott Hunsinger down on the bottom. It actually did give Hunsinger a little bit of air in his radiator to get cooled off now. Schweikert takes it back down to the bottom in front of Hunsinger. And Miller had quite the run here. Let's see if he can do this again. It doesn't look like it's going to happen this time. Nathan Miller did lead that lap, though. He did lead that lap. He had just enough of a nose on John Schweikert to lead that lap. So that makes his 16th lap to John Schweikert's 23. They are racing for the most laps led tonight. You do get a bonus point for that. I'm seeing Josh Sheets maybe back on pit road, but I have not seen him enter the race yet. Jeremy Rubin is back in, but he's on pit road as well. They come around to take lap 49, folks. Great racing by these guys out here, man. This is getting exciting now. Schweikert's still in the lead. Let's go back and check on that other group back here. As Chris Urquhart and these guys did get hooked up together. That puts him, Nelson Rivera, Anthony Thitchner, John Cottle, Michael Guidry, and Ken Worley all working together. They're running a little over 8 seconds behind that lead pack. And then we got a third pack back here, Matt Moritz. And I think they're not too awful far from green flag pit stops here, folks. I think they're going to be coming up on it here in not too awful many more laps. Schweikert continuing to lead. Hunsinger in tow. Hunsinger has not led a lap yet today. Would love to get up there and gather up one bonus point. And they got Michael Leiby right behind Hunsinger. Followed by A.J. Scarborough. That's the bottom row. And Nathan Miller is leading that top row. Followed by Brian Wilderson. The 08 of Thomas Lattimore. These guys are still trying to work that high side and get a run on Schweikert and company up there. And they're coming up on more lap traffic here. That would be Jay Adair. And it looks like he's going to get down off of the racing surface here and let these guys pass and come up in behind them. So he definitely had to slow up a lot. I mean, he was clear down to under 147 mile an hour. So back up front. More and more cars are going laps down out here. We've still got 26 on the lead lap. The last one would be Blake Freeman. And he is 17.5 seconds behind the leader. Well, you know, it would help if I turned my box fans on. That would probably help it keep it a little cooler, too, huh? Duh. I thought I had them turned on. That ought to help cool it down a little bit. What was I thinking, huh? Anyhow, back up front here, John Schweikert. We all know what happens when these things get hot. They get kind of jerky and they want to crash, and heat's not good for a computer. Jeremy, I believe I did miss your wreck there, brother. I'm sorry. Are you going to be able to get back out on the track, or what's going on? Lattimore to the outside. Like I said, folks, anybody can win this race out here. Any one of these drivers. This isn't because you're, you know, the baddest driver out there. This is kind of gives everybody a shot to bring home a win here tonight. Hunsinger gets shuffled back to 4th place. As the outside gets a pretty good run. Lattimore coming along here pretty nicely, getting a great run on that outside. And we've got people coming to pit road here, folks. I'm trying to catch up with them. John Schweikert, Michael Leiby, Michael Leiby. These guys all coming to pit road. Well, you pit as a group, you should always come in as a group and leave as a group. Oh, no. 55 there, Michael Leiby spins around in his pit stall. Looks like he may have got some damage on his car. Tough break for Michael Leiby. Don't think he's too awful happy at the moment here. And we got, actually, I believe that was... Trying to see who that was that come off first. Scott Hunsinger. But anyhow, Thomas Lattimore will be our leader. And he scores a bonus point for leading the lap. Got Chuck Harrell in tow. Stephen Massey in 3rd. Now the field's getting split up a little bit. This is what super speedway racing does. We're only about 2 laps away from the halfway mark here, folks, and we've only had 1 caution so far tonight. That's pretty awesome. 1 caution, and we've had 7 lead changes so far in the race. And they're breaking off. Lattimore coming to pit road. Stephen Massey. We got several of them coming to pit road here. That's going to leave Chuck Harrell as the leader, and he will collect a bonus point. All right, they come off the pit road. It looks like Lattimore will be out first, I believe, here. Pretty close race off the pit road. Chuck Harrell, well, let's see when he's going to come to pit road. He may not have to come to pit road for a little while. He's already been on pit road a couple of times. But he's way ahead of 2nd place, John Cottle. Actually, 13 seconds ahead of Cottle and company back here. He's working with Michael Guidry and Chris Urquois. Them 3 been pretty tight together for quite a while now. All right, we are a little past the halfway mark here, folks. Lots of racing to go here at ECR. Thank you for tuning in tonight on MaxSpeedTV. We appreciate it. And these guys appreciate it too. The more the merrier. Send out that link to all your friends and family and neighbors and cousins and aunts and uncles and grandparents. Brothers and sisters, everybody, get them all in here and get them to subscribe to MaxSpeedTV. And Chuck Harrell still staying out. Oh, Jeremy. 12 minutes of damage. Wow. You know, that's an eternity out here. I don't mean to pour a little salt in the wound or anything there, but, you know, man, that tough break, Jeremy. Man, I was really hoping to see you up there. You were running really well, too, so sorry to hear that, bro. Go get him next week. Chuck Harrell getting passed up by a couple of lap cars. That would be Nathan Miller. Let me see if I can catch up with them here. Nathan Miller and Nelson Rivera. And they are on the tail of Tony DeGennaro and Brian Bodelson. Now, these guys have been on pit road. They're all trying to get by Chuck Harrell to get back on the tail end of the lead lap here, just in case a caution comes out. So they've kind of they've kind of shoved the leader out of, he's like not in that group, you know. It's like, dang, what's he got, cooties or something? No, just kidding. Now they got to do what they got to do. They got to pass him to get back on that lead lap, and they got to do it as quickly as they can, just in case that caution does come out. So that puts them all back on the tail end of the lead lap, as Chuck Harrell is right behind them in the lead. We've got more guys coming to pit road. John Cottle, Chris Turquoise, these guys all coming in. John Cottle driving the MaxSpeedTV car tonight with the Nicole Johnson pink numbers on the car, signifying they're giving their best for Nicole, one of their fallen teammates here. She has been very, very sick and had to have surgery and is on the men's recovery in progress, and that was such great news. Thank you, Ken Ron, for sharing that information with us. That was really awesome. Well, that puts Schweiker back in the lead after Chuck Harrell pits. Right now, Chuck out there by himself, but he is working with some lap traffic. He will fall in behind the number 77 there of Nelson Rivera and stay in the draft, and that is what's keeping him out in the lead right now, as he has led 6 laps, and we're waiting to see when he's going to decide to come to pit road. And the bad part of that is he doesn't have what we call a dancing partner. Well, Jeremy, you're more than welcome to come up here, brother. Please do. I would love it. Come on, bring it. If I can find you here, I'll drag you in here with me. Jeremy Rubin. Let me find him. Where is he? Come on in here, Jeremy. I'm having trouble finding you. There you are. Jeremy.
How's it going, Rudy?
Well, you're not going to be able to get back out?
Nah, it's too slow to be able to race with it, so I'm just going to let it sit there, and before the race finishes out, I'll go back on track so I don't get a DNF. But
okay.
It's done. It's killed.
Man, tough break. Well, it looks like our leader, Chuck Harrell's on pit road, and if he can get in and off of pit road in time, he may be able to come out and join forces with these guys if he can get back up to speed. But the bad thing of it is, Jeremy, he's all by himself.
Yeah, that's never what you want to have happen to you here at Talladega. You'll go straight backwards in a hurry without a buddy. You're going nowhere.
Yeah, and they are coming with a full head of steam behind him, and they are going to pass him up here. They're coming out of the tri-oval, so he will fall behind these guys, but I'm sure he'll be able to meld in with them and stay in the draft with them. So, but they are going to pass him up on the backstretch.
There he goes.
He is.
Yep.
Good deal.
See how far back he falls, but
he did good out there by himself for a while. He was mixed in with some lap traffic and was really running good.
Yeah, he was trying to see if he could pull that strategy, pull that caution out, and trap a bunch of guys lap down. But now it looks like most of them are back on the lead lap. We got 25 on the lead lap, so nice strategy call, but it didn't work out in the end. But he's not too far behind. I don't know.
Well, don't laugh at me, Jeremy.
Seconds.
Don't laugh at me. This was a rookie mistake on my part. I was wondering why my computer kept getting hotter and hotter and hotter. I didn't even have my box fans on.
Yeah, that's not
a good thing. Wow, I couldn't believe that. That's a rookie mistake there by my part, man. Gosh, I think I've done this enough, with pushing 2,000 broadcasts that I would have known by now, right?
Right. But hey, we're all human.
I thought I would have swore I turned them on earlier, but it just kept getting hotter and hotter, and I was like, man, it was starting to stutter, and the next thing would have been probably a crash, because it will just shut
Trust
down.
me, that's no fun.
No,
yeah, that's no fun.
I had one here a couple of weeks ago that, or last week or something, I forget now. My computer crashed. and I was like, you got to be kidding me. Would you believe I got it started, got back in just as they were taking the green flag to get to start the race.
You made the green flag, yeah. Yep. You made the green flag.
Phew, man, what a tough break that was. I still don't know what caused it. Well, Douglas Hess now takes over the lead from John Schweikert.
And John pushes himself in front of the 6 of Stephen Massey. He's trying to get that high side going to get back around the 08 of Thomas Latimer. Or, sorry, 31. The cars kind of look similar. The 31 of Doug Hess.
Yeah. He's running real good. Now Schweikert trying to do it by himself. He's got a pretty good run here, but you know how these cars can be. In the turns, the inside lane always seems to be a little bit faster, but on the straightaways, the outside line will prevail if they've got enough cars up there nose to tail to help. And it looks like they've got a pretty good pack up there on the high side right now.
Yeah, they got the 5 cars on the high side. It's always better to have just that one extra car on the high side to help you propel yourself up front. But yeah, coming off the corners, when you're running that high side, you get that run off the corner like the low line can't, because they got to cut it so much closer to the yellow line.
Right. Oh, and he comes down in front of him.
He comes down in front.
He knew he was clear, and whew, man, that was close, but he did it like a glove.
And now Doug Hess is trying to pass him back on the high side.
Yes,
which is going to leave John without a pushing partner for a couple feet.
And Stephen Massey's sitting there feeling like he's just being used right now.
That's kind of what you feel like here at Talladega.
Well, they are clear. I believe Stephen Massey, he is clear. He could come down, but he's not. I think he wants to stay up there and maybe try to get around Doug Hess.
Yep, he's working on it now.
Yes, sir. So we're seeing some passing now. With that, and this is something that I've noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy, but if you've got 4 on the low line and 5 on that high side, 5 on the high side works a lot better than 4 on the low side.
Yep, any line that has more cars, you got 5 on the low side, 4 on the high side, low side's going to prevail because they have that one extra pusher.
Yep.
It's going to help them they can go faster because they have one more guy in the back.
And Stephen Massey, he ducked right down there on that tri-oval trying to get some draft off of some side draft off of Douglas Hess and John Schweikert, and it doesn't look like it's going to work at the moment here. But he's gonna not give up on it. He's gonna keep right on hammering on it and see if he can't make something happen.
Yeah, and he's got that high side going with AJ Scarborough right behind him. AJ's always been a great pusher. He's our Daytona 500 winner, so he's our lone restrictor plate track winner this year, so
very good.
I always run and go with AJ.
Definitely. So how you been, Jeremy?
Oh, real busy.
Gosh,
Work's getting
I don't get
real
to
busy.
talk to you anymore.
Yeah, I know. It seems like lately. Last week at Richmond, I had an awesome car. Just I forget what it was that kept me in the back, and I only got a top 10. I think pit road penalty or something. I don't know. But yeah, and today I had a real good car. I started 32nd. Oh, they touched.
Oh, yeah. Latimer up the hill a little bit there.
But yeah, had a really good car, and just iRacing decided to on me.
Man, that's too bad. I feel bad, because I always watch to see where you're at. I have my drivers.
Fellow broadcasters stick together.
That too, yes. But I have my drivers that I always try to watch, in each league, and you just happen to be one in this league that I watch,
cool.
But yes, also fellow broadcaster. I always like to root you on,
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it's that's what Cup. I'm not running for Cup points this year, so I'm just kind of running to run with these guys because I still love running Cup, but some guys in Cup are just a little more competitive than what I like to be. I like to have more fun, but it gets NASCAR style in here, so
definitely.
That's why I stick with the Truck Series. It's fun. It's a blast. But yeah, Doug Hess, he's back up front. Thomas Latimer behind him. John Schweikert with Stephen Massey is still trying to get the high side to work. It seems to be a trade-off. One will go high and clear him. The other one will go low. He'll get back in front.
Yep. That's exactly what they're doing, just back and forth. Nick Olson, he has been staying right in the mix of things here. He's been in the top 10 almost all day long, so this is really good to see Nick running this well. Hunsinger kind of getting shuffled back, and, there's one I was talking about here a little while ago. Scott is a great racer, okay? I've known him for a long time. And I don't know whether things just aren't clicking with him right now, or he's gotten split up, I guess, from his teammates. I know he runs with Brian Wilderson a lot, and Brian is way back in 10th place, a long ways behind these guys, 7.5 seconds. And he's pulling the second group around of Nelson Rivera, Tony DeGennaro, Nathan Miller. And I'm just kind of curious to how these guys got so far back. Were that front group just that good on their pit stops? And we got a brand new leader, Stephen Massey, and he will collect a bonus point for leading the lap.
Heck yeah.
But anyhow,
But now to go back to the different groups, it was just pitting.
Yeah.
Guys coming in on different laps, coming out together. I think most of this group pitted on the same lap. They were the first round of guys to go out. So they were able to get group back up the fastest, which I think is one of the big keys, and they were able to just keep going, and they pulled away.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think it's just about time for another crank it up. We haven't done one here in probably about 30 laps, so I think we're going to go ahead and crank it up one more time here, Jeremy, before these guys
Yes, sir.
get on the last leg of this race here, because we're not too awful far from the end of this. So what, about 40 laps?
43.
Yes, sir. So, all right, let's do a crank it up here. It's really cool. It gives you a perspective of just how fast 202 miles an hour looks like when they go by you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it just slipped a little bit there. We're all good. But, yeah. These guys are racing hard. There's 9 guys in this lead pack, but they're trading off, having some fun, racing real hard right now.
Yes, they are. And, that's what I talk about a lot, too, Jeremy, that, you got to kind of switch it up a little bit, because, if you're following behind somebody, your car gets hot, and, you got to get air in that. And if these guys really worked at it together, it's a long ways from the victory here. So if they worked at it together and just kept shuffling around, they would even pull further away from that second group that's coming up, and because they are closing.
Oh, yeah. Wow. You can see them now. I don't know if you caught that right there, Rudy, but Nick Olson just got caught behind a lap car, and he's going to lose the lead draft.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the lap car was up high, and he was already 3 wide, and he got behind him and had to hit the brakes. So he's going to lose this lead draft.
Oh, man. Well, the good news is he'll be able to fall back and catch up with Nelson Rivera and them guys, because they are coming.
Mm-hmm. These guys racing so hard, they're not running the fastest lap times that they could, and the guys behind them, I could see they were running single file with like 4 or 5 cars.
Well, you got some guys there that are, they have a lot of experience between them 4 back here. Nelson Rivera, Tony DeGennaro, Nathan Miller, and Brian Wilderson. They have a lot of experience, and they know that they're faster if they can stay right in line. Mm-hmm. Unlike what we've seen here just a little while ago, these guys running too wide up here. They're shuffling back and forth. They're high line, low line, high line, low line, and that's costing them a lot of time, and that's what's letting them guys close up on them. They're now down to 6.2 seconds.
Yeah, like for instance, John Schweikert's last lap was a 48.08, and Nelson Rivera's was a 47.44. Mm-hmm. So they're running 0.6 of a second faster each lap.
That's right.
They're catching them.
Yep, they're down to 6 seconds, and they are closing up on Nick Olson, and Nick Olson looks like he's going to stay up high. I think I would probably, he's doing right. He's doing right. I don't want to say how I'd do it, but no, he's doing right. He needs to fall in behind these guys, because they're coming up here with a full head of steam. And
yeah, he's just got to hope he can catch onto the back of them.
Exactly. He needs to right now pull down and get some side draft off of him, so he can already be picking up a little bit of speed here, and he can fall right in behind.
Don't know if that's going to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe Brian will drop back a little bit and pick him up, but.
And that would be really admirable of Brian Wilderson to do that, But yeah, it's too bad Nick got shuffled back like that, with a near miss like that. But Justin Bland now, 2nd place, and he is on the outside trying to make it work. Working with Thomas Lattimore.
Yeah. Thomas Lattimore, one of the veterans in the league, but he's been back here with ECR this year for the last few weeks. Actually, since the start of the season, I think. But yeah, good to see him back in the league. He took a little hiatus after early last season, but Justin got left out there.
And that's not at all a bad thing either. They are going by Kurt Quist, I believe that is. Yeah, Kurt Quist will go another lap down. He gives them plenty of room. But that's not all a bad thing, taking a little bit of a break. I was teasing Josh Sheets there a little bit ago. He was in chat saying he was taking a week off. And I said, hey, racers don't get a week off.
Yeah.
I was just teasing them.
They were sliding bumpers up there a little bit more than what was comfortable.
Seen Justin Bland, he gets shuffled back here down onto the bottom. That's just how fast you get shuffled around here. Schweikert now bidding for the lead as they go by. That was Ken Ron. I talked to Ken before the race, and he was pretty excited about the race and gave us the good news about Nicole. Man,
yes,
wasn't that awesome?
That was awesome to hear.
Oh man, I when I talked to him, I said, look, I don't want you to tell me. I want to hear when everybody else hears on the broadcast. So he didn't tell me. Yeah. So when I heard it, I was just as excited as you guys were, and as everybody that was listening on the broadcast. So
definitely great news to hear. Yes. Being awake and alert, wanting to talk to us. So
I know it,
Nicole. If you're watching, we miss you. Get back out here. We need you.
I hope and pray she is watching. Maybe she don't want to watch it. Maybe she's saying, I can't be there, so I can't watch it. But I hope she's watching. And I hope that, that's kind of a little bit of a comforting to her, that knowing just how much we've all, prayed for her and just hoping in a speedy recovery is going to be the main thing, And she's got to stay true to what the doctors are telling her to do, and stay focused on it. Take her medication, any rehabilitation that's she's going to have to do, and she'll be back here racing before long. I have a good feeling about it, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have her back. We all are. We all miss her.
Yep.
Just time will tell. We're just wishing the best for her every day.
Well, the laps are winding down here, and all we've had is one caution. This is really, this kind of like, I don't know how to say this. This really kind of sets this league apart. It shows the racing skills that is in this league right here. Just by, because I know a lot of people say, well, what skill does it take to hold your foot to the floor?
To run in circles.
But
yeah,
it takes a whole another set of skills than it does driving a short track.
Come out here and race with us. Yeah. See how hard these guys drive every lap of this track. I mean, you've seen it with Stephen Massey, John Schweikert trading the lead for the last 20-some laps.
I mean, you go out on a short track. Okay, last week you guys ran Richmond, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you take a short track like that. There's guys that are better at short track racing with the Gen 6 than other guys, so it's, and it's all about your throttle in and throttle out points, braking points, in and off pit road correctly. There's a lot to that. Now you take a super speedway like this, it's altogether different. There's so much more to pay attention to out here. You were doing 140, 150 there. Now you're doing over 200 miles an hour. You've got to watch the cars around you. You've got to team up with a partner. You've got to watch your fuel. It's a whole different animal in super speedway racing than it is in short track racing.
Yeah, definitely 100%. It's a completely different ball game when you're making turns every 10 seconds, and here you're having to change lanes, swap your push buddy, pit, and do all that at 200 plus miles an hour. So it's definitely complete opposite of a short track. Yep. Not easy, not just putting your foot down. When I was driving out there wasn't probably 50% of the time I was actually full throttle. You're feathering it because you can't hit the guy in front of you too hard. In the corners, it's not the safest thing in the world. So it's paying attention to how close that guy is in front of you, how much throttle you have, how close you're getting to him. It's a math game. It's really what it is.
And you know, the best way that I can think of to kind of give you the difference, the way, in my opinion, okay, the difference would be is between short track racing and super speedway racing is like about the difference between oval racing and road course racing. That's about the difference.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
altogether different, you know.
There's no racing in the world like super speedway racing.
So I mean, you know, this isn't the fastest speeds that they run here, because they're running restrictor plates. I believe Michigan is the fastest oval for the Gen 6.
Yep, running about 215 miles an hour into the corners.
Yep.
Might see a little less this year with the lower spoilers, but still, they'll be going 210 plus.
Well, I'll tell you what, this race has clicked off really fast here. I'm super impressed. Excuse me, with the racing out here tonight. Looks like we've lost another one. Jay Adair taking his car behind the wall.
Yeah, I think Jay was having he got into the wall earlier in the race, I believe, or connection issues, and it's just another tough night for him as well.
Blake Freeman, last one on the lead lap back here, 24th position. They are 30.7 seconds behind the leader, but they're in a pretty close group right here between the five of these guys. Brandon Simmons, Josh Witherspoon, Pat Rouchet, and Matt Morris, and Blake Freeman. Them five all working together here, and they're staying pretty close. And I think we're going to be not too far from coming up on the final pit stop here.
Yeah, I'm here right now. I'm hearing it in my ear, seeing what they're planning: 2 tires, 4 tires. Seeing if they want to get out in front of this, some of this lead pack.
Well, now, maybe you can answer this question for me, Jeremy. I was to the understanding these cars, when you, even on super speedways like this, they don't do well on a 2-tire change. Is that true?
So they don't allow a 2-tire change?
No. Let me rephrase this. A 2-tire change here really kind of makes it squirrely out there. I was told by a bunch of guys that race it, and they said that even when you pit on a super speedway now with this tire models that they've got and the setups and everything, you definitely want to take 4 tires.
You know, even with 4 tires, it was a little squirrely. So yeah, I could definitely see that. But are some guys going to try it here when we're coming down and winding down laps with probably about 25 to go when they pit? I say yes. I think someone's going to try it. We'll see if it works out. Hopefully someone else goes with him, so he's not just stuck.
I did just hear somebody get into the wall there. I don't know who that was. I heard it, but I didn't see who it was.
08 and 6 on pit road.
Yep, and here we go. Some of them coming down. I'm trying to catch up with who that is. Stephen Massey getting it woed down.
Looked like
Thomas Lattimore.
Well, we'll see if he gets it. Yeah. Wait and see if he says anything, but it kind of looked like Stephen Massey was going a little hot in the pit road, and Thomas Lattimore overshoots his pit stop.
Oh, that's a tough break. See, this is what I'm talking about. You know, I talk about this pretty much almost every race. This is where, when green flag pit stops happen, that's all about the driver, because if you make the slightest mistake on pit road, it can be very costly. And as we're seeing right now, Thomas Lattimore must have got a speeding penalty because he's sitting there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. So Thomas Lattimore got one, not Stephen Massey. I thought Stephen Massey was going faster than him. Wow. So, you know, this is really actually going to hurt, though. Stephen Massey.
Well, yeah.
He's got the 95 of Kurt Quist with him, but Kurt Quist is multiple laps down, and I think he's got damage, so...
well, if he does...
I think this kind of hurts Stephen.
Yeah, if he does have damage, it's really not all that much, and Massey may be able to... Well, that's a bad choice of words, but he may be able to use them to get... Because he's got the leaders coming up on him real quick here, and he may be able to use them to keep him ahead of them leaders, because they're all going to be coming to pit road right directly here.
Let's see if any of them come this time by. No, they all stay out this time. Same with the pack behind them.
They're giving themselves a little added insurance here. They're running, if the car feels good, you keep running, and I don't know, maybe they're just kind of hoping for a caution, you know, and now that pit stops are happening, somebody could wreck or something and bring out a caution, and that would save these guys from having to come in and make green flag pit stop, and that would be a tough break. But the good news that would come out of that would be allow all these guys that are back here, Anthony Thitchner, John Cottle, Chris Turquoise, to all catch up to the back end of that field, because it's the way it's settling out right now, Jeremy, it just does not look like that's going to happen.
No, I mean, it's awesome that we're going green for this long. It just sucks for these guys who got separated because of green flag pit stops, which is awesome to have, but now they can't battle for the lead because that's the way Talladega is.
Yep.
Pitting coming out in different cycles. It works out like this every time.
Yeah, but these guys are back here 27.5 seconds. Anthony Thitchner bringing these guys around. John Cottle, Michael Guidry, Ken Worley, Chris Turquoise, them guys have been working together. Now they're starting to get spread apart just a little bit, and that's not good. But Brandon Simmons and company is coming up behind him in another group.
And we were talking about the 77, Nelson Rivera, Brian Wilderson, Nathan Miller, Nick Olson. Nick Olson did latch on to this group back here, so he's still with them. But we were talking about them catching them for a while, but we were seeing them having to swap lead drivers because the driver behind was starting to overheat, so that's why they're at 3.2 seconds behind now. Okay, we're hearing the leaders pitting in this time by.
Okay, we're going to stay up here with them. And this is where we watch for mistakes right here, because, you know, gosh, I don't want to see anybody make a mistake, because that can really be costly to these guys. But this is when the guys do make mistakes, when you're under the pressure, and, you know, this could be your final pit stop of the race. You're in the lead, or you're running fifth, or something like that, and things like this happen where you can slide through your pit stall, as we've seen Thomas Lattimore do there a little while ago. And okay, they are all coming to pit road.
Here we go. Everyone's coming. Second group too. Are we all good?
Looks like
very nice. Oh,
man,
yeah, very nice.
Yeah, Hunsinger got a little out of shape there, but he's all right. All right, pit road, a flurry of activity here to get things finished up here.
Schweiker slid through his pit stall a little bit.
Oh,
he had to back up. See how much that hurts him.
That's going to cost him a lot right there, but and we got a 2-tire change by Scott Hunsinger, so he will come out first. Michael Guidry second. Or did he? Not Hunsinger. What happened to Hunsinger? He spun the tires, didn't he? He sure did.
Yeah.
Oh, man. 2-tire pit stop, and he come off the pit road and spun the tires. So that puts Michael Guidry in the lead for the first time today.
Yes, sir. He'll get his first lap led, hopefully. You got the 3 of Chuck Harrell on his bumper, but Chuck Harrell's a lap down in 24th. 32, Brandon Simmons, who's coming on his outside. That is second place for a position of the lead. So we'll see if Guidry can hold the lead. Coming to the checkered. Or coming to... No, not checkered. He's coming to the line, yep. And he will lead his first lap of the day.
And these guys will have to come to pit road, though. That's the bad news. They're going to have to come to pit road here. Michael Guidry...
Sorry to interrupt you, Rudy. 52, Scott Hunsinger, pass-through penalty, illegal pit entry.
Oh, no.
Let me see if I can go back and see what they're talking about.
Oh, man. That's going to be really costly for him. Pat Rouchet now takes over second. Josh Witherspoon third. Matt Moritz fourth. Brandon Simmons fifth. And Blake Freeman. These guys all, I believe, are going to have to come to pit road. And that'll probably give the lead up to, looks like, John Schweikert again.
Yeah, let's... Oh, I'm not fine.
And boy, look at the group we've got back up here now. Brian Wilderson right behind him. Luis Almaso, Nathan Miller back into the mix.
We got a big group. Well, it's the 8 cars, but it's a few different ones up there now.
Well, Nathan, a lot of these guys only did 2 tire changes. You know, I probably would have too, you know, and being, it is the last few laps of the race here, and you are racing for position. And that was good news for a lot of these guys that were back there, 15, 20, 30 seconds behind that lead pack. Nick Olson getting a big reprieve here. And what happened there? We got a few guys that did come to pit road. Yeah, Blake Freeman, Brandon Simmons, Josh Witherspoon.
So now it's Michael Guidry and Pat Rouchet who are up in first and second, about 11.5 seconds in front of John Schweikert.
Yep.
But those two cars up front, that's going to be no match for the pack that's right behind them. So I think this pack's going to start running them down pretty quickly.
I'm just going to take a stab in the dark. You've got IRTVO running, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
There ain't nothing like it. Well, here he comes to pit road. Guidry and Rouchet coming to pit road for their final pit stop. That's going to be a quick in and out, but it's not going to hold off the hard charge of John Schweikert bringing this guy's coming around here. They are going to pass them with ease. We got a brand
there they go.
And Schweikert has led the most laps today with 48 laps.
And I believe, let me do some quick, he has locked up the most laps led.
Yep. And Nathan Miller has led 16. Doug Hess led 6. Scott Hunsinger led 1. Brian Wodelson led 6. Steve Massey led 5. Michael Guidry led 3. Josh Witherspoon led 1. Thomas Lattimore led 2. Brandon Simmons led 1. I believe that's all I can find.
Yeah, we got 11 drivers that have led a lap today with 20 different lead changes.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
Nick
That's
Olson.
fun.
Nick Olson for the lead now as he gets a run on, and he will lead his first lap of the race.
And we got 13 different leaders.
Yep. He comes down and, I thought he was coming down in front. It looks like he's going to try to bring his partner there, Justin Bland, with him.
You saw John Schweikert try and jump up there a little bit to try and get some of that side draft off of 65 to slow him down, but it's not working.
Nope. And there they go.
There
Both of
they
them
are.
in front of John Schweikert. Nick Olson in the lead. This is going to change up anything. It's like I said, you can take a short track and, you got good guys that can run them short tracks. But when you take a speedway like this, it's anybody's ball game out there. You just roll the dice. Every single person
rolling the dice
here,
and changing lanes with no lane indicators.
Every person out here has a chance to win. Come to victory lane here at Super Speedway, and that's what I kind of like. It gives everybody a fair shake, versus a guy that's really good at short tracks, and maybe you're good at short tracks and I'm not, and you're just go out and stomp my butt every week. But I can win at a super speedway, or I have a better chance of winning, I should say.
Yeah, I love super speedway racing. I was a little bummed when it happened. I was like, I love this racing. Now we gotta wait until July. So,
well, Schweikert retakes the lead from Nick Olson.
Yeah.
It's
amazing how he's doing this.
He got a good push from Luis Almaso right there. And this is really good. That's my booth partner, Luis. I miss him.
Hey, Luis is one of the best in ECR at these plate tracks. He is amazing.
I miss him in the booth. He was in here with me for a couple of weeks, and he teased me. It's like, now he's not going to be back in the booth with me tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No, I'm glad to see he's running that well, though. He's up in 4th position with a chance of winning here tonight, or at least a podium finish, anyhow.
Well, yeah. He could win. Brandon Simmons in 22nd could win. All they need is a caution.
That's right.
It's 15 to go, 14 to go this time by.
Ooh, Lattimore, a little out of shape. Lattimore's kind of mixed in with that was Doug Hess. My bad. He was a little out of shape right there, caught the yellow line in the tri-oval, and that really kind of upset that car, but he gathered it up and kept it going. Let's go back here to the second group. Nelson Rivera and AJ Scarborough working together. Now the two of them, I'm not sure if they'll fall prey here to Stephen Massey, Tony DeGennaro. These guys working together back here. They got Kurt Quist in the mix with them. Kurt is running in 27th place, 12 laps down. But, he's actually helping them.
Yeah, it's another car in the draft is another car in the draft that's going to help you.
That's right. And Michael Guidry working back here. He has got Pat Rouchet. Them two come off a pit road together. Ken Worley, John Cottle, and Josh Witherspoon all working together. Anthony Thitchner now back in 18th position, working with Thomas Lattimore, Chris Serkois, Chuck Harrell, and Brandon Simmons. Way back here, all by himself.
So we've got a pack of 8, a pack of 2, a pack of 2, a pack of 2, a pack of 3, a pack of 4, and then Brandon Simmons back with a couple lap cars.
We're coming to 2 to go. 12 to go. Man, duh.
Same
12
thing.
to go. Yeah, same thing. Right. Only 10 laps more. Okay, Justin Bland making a bit on the outside here for that lead, and he's got 3 cars working up there with them. If they could just get a couple of them guys to go up there and work with them, I believe they could probably make that work on that high side.
Yeah, but you need cars on the high side. You need cars behind you to get that move to go. But
Yep.
Justin Bland clears John
Yes,
Schweikert.
he does.
New leader, 65.
It's good to see Justin running so well today. Man, this is really good. Well, they're coming up on some lap traffic, so this is going to really kind of give these guys a little bit of a shot here using that draft. Now, I'm just kind of wondering how much Schweikert is going to use here to try to...
There you go, Nick.
That was a little sneaky. Nick Olson went up there, and then he dove it right back to the bottom.
See, that's the thing. He knows that John's fast, so he's going to try it. Well, now it looks like the 31 and Doug Hess is going to move behind John, but John is real fast, but you don't want the real fast guy in front of you. You want to be in front of the fast guy so you can control where he goes.
Exactly.
So, kind of a smart move there by Nick, but...
Well, they're coming up on more lap traffic here. Michael Kinner just ahead of them in the number 74, and he's about to be putting another lap down. And Schweikert trying to use a little bit of that.
He's going to be stuck 3
draft.
wide?
Yep, 3 wide. Doug Hess goes back to the outside behind Schweikert. And Luis
That'll put Brandon
Alonso.
Simmons a lap down.
Luis
Where's
Alonso
others?
kind of gets shuffled back here a little bit, but he's up in the middle. Oh, wow, that was close. Phew. That was wildly close.
Yeah.
Bland now going to get passed up by John Schweikert and Doug Hess. Schweikert goes back into the lead.
Yeah, you saw that bottom line kind of come apart there, and that's when the 31 and the 1 were able to just surge on by.
Yep.
Now the 88 and the 53 are going to try it.
Yeah, here comes Luis Alonso. Now if he can get something working here and pushing Nick Olson. Nick's been up front, tasted that front up there, and liked it, and wants to get back around Schweikert for the lead again. And boy, he's got a good guy pushing him, Luis Alonso. They need a little bit more help. Scott Hunsinger's trying to work with them, but he needs to close that gap up, and they need to get about 2 or 3 more cars up there to, I think, even make that work up there.
Yeah, they definitely do. 2 cars on the outside isn't going to cut it with 6 on the inside.
Nope.
They're actually they're hanging better than what I thought they would. Oh, now they got the 65 with Justin Bland jumping out there, but now he's going to jump back inside.
Oh! Hess out of shape.
Nice save, Hess.
Wow, everybody dodged around him. Whew, that was close. I'm not sure if that was... Did Justin Bland tap him, or did he just get loose?
To me, it looked like he got onto the apron. Oh, no, he was on the one's bumper, and probably couldn't see the corner, and it just kind of... He drifted up and then turned it back down too quickly, and it kind of got sideways on him.
Well, Nick Olson back to the lead as he used Luis Alonso to get there, and drops it down in front of John Schweikert, retaking the lead here, and coming to get 7 to go this time by.
Yeah, and it looks like Luis is going to have the 13 of Brian Wilderson. 13 of Brian Wilderson to jump up there with him. And John's going to try and make the move.
Oh, Schweikert back up there.
Now momentum to the high side.
Yeah, they've got 3 on the bottom, 4 on the top, and we know that that's better. 4 on the top is better than 3 on the bottom any day. And it looks like they are going to complete the pass, and he's going to pull Luis Almaso right along with him. John drops down, but Luis stays up there. Brian Wilderson on the tail. Scott Hunsinger working with them. Those two finally got back together. Whoa, that was close.
Yeah.
Nick Olson, boy, that was, I think they did touch.
Now these top 3 guys, John Schweikert, Brian Wilderson, and Luis Almaso, they're all teammates.
Yeah.
What do you do with your teammates if you're the top 3?
I know.
Do you just want the spark? Do you want to win for the team, or is it, I want a Talladega win?
Yep. Well, you know, when you get down to 5 to go like this, you know, it's all bets are off. You know, I mean, yeah, you know, you want to help your teammate, but you also want to help yourself too. So I don't think they're going to duck down to try to push another guy to the win, even though he's a teammate, when they have a chance of winning themselves, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I don't know. How would you feel about that?
I'm going for the win, baby.
Yeah.
I'll get that checker flag.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they've been working together and been helping each other here in the latter part of the race and all that. But when it comes down to 5 to go, hey, it's
time to go.
Yeah, it's every man for himself.
And Luis Almaso, he is clear of the one. What is he going to do?
Well, you know, if he drops it down there, he's just going to wind up getting past the back. He'd probably be better off pulling them 2 guys right along with him, and maybe all 3 of them clear. But I don't know. That inside line right now is working pretty fast. They got 4 of them down there working together. Oh, and he brings them with Wilderson.
Oh!
Whoa!
Oh! Wilderson tried to go down low, but Luis was able to just sneak right in front of him.
Yes, he was.
We're coming to 4 laps to go, this time by.
And if Luis better be careful, because if he leaves that bottom line open, Wilderson's going to stick his nose in there and go. Schweikert back on the outside. Nick
4
Olson
laps to go.
Yeah, here we go. This is where it gets good. Well, I don't know about you, Jeremy. I paid for the whole seat, but I'm sitting right on the edge of mine.
Oh yeah, I just moved forward in my seat so I could grab my steering wheel and pretend like I'm driving. Oh, this is awesome.
Yep, Schweikert now back up front. Luis Almaso coming back on the bottom.
That 4th car in the back there looks like the 65 of Justin Bland. He's making the difference of which line's moving, because he's going up and down, just trying to figure out which one's moving faster.
I know it. And, you know, it's, yeah,
you
are
Luis,
right.
Get down. Okay.
You got to keep that line protected, Luis, if you're going to pull out the victory here today. Schweikert, boy, that slowed them up quite a bit. Now Schweikert back into the lead, brings Nick Olson with him. 3 to go.
Who's going to make the move? Do we see a Joey Logano type move, or do we see a good race to the finish here?
Luis gets shuffled back to 3rd. Brian Wilderson 4th. Hunsinger up on the high side by himself. Nathan Miller dives it to the bottom here. He will drive by Hunsinger. Hunsinger falls in behind him. And that puts Justin Bland back to the 7th place. Last one in that group.
Luis Almaso, he's going with Nick Olson. They're going to leave John Schweikert all alone. 2 laps to go here at Talladega Superspeedway.
But I don't think we've seen the last of the passing yet. We got 2 more laps to go. We're going to see 2 more laps of passing here for sure. Oh, a little touch there. Luis Almaso gets into the back of Nick Olson. I believe there was a little bit of touching going on right there coming out of turn 2. Now Luis takes it to the outside. He's trying to get a run on Nick Olson. Nick comes up, knows they're going to go 3 wide, but up through what we used to call the sucker hole. If you remember them days, Jeremy?
Oh, yeah.
When you could get such a run up through the middle like that, they called it the sucker hole.
White flag right here.
Yes,
88,
sir.
Luis Almaso.
Luis trying to do everything he can to make that car about 50 feet wide right now. The old Earnhardt 50 feet wide car on the last lap. Remember them days?
Wait, Luis going up. Oh no!
He's slowing the progression up, and
He's pulling to Dale Jr.
Oh yeah, look
They got
at
it right on the
this.
inside.
Oh, Miller,
down
below the yellow line. That's not good.
No.
Never good. And man, what a job he did wheeling that. I'm telling you, I don't even know who's going to come to the check. Wilson gets spun.
Behind him.
Schwaker gets spun. Luis Almasso going to bring it to victory lane. Holy
yes, sir.
smokes! Congratulations to Luis Almasso. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, you told me that wasn't good racing right there, boy.
Man.
Wow.
He brought that baby home.
Oh, man, I'm telling you what, that was some piece of driving by all of them drivers. What a finish. Let's get, I'll bet you he is screaming right now. I can hear him.
Man.
I can hear him, and he's not even in the channel with us, Jeremy. If I talk, how about I let you talk to Luis, because I know he's going to be jumping up and down for joy. You want to talk to him?
Oh man! All right, here we go. Let's bring down our old buddy Luis Almasso. Luis, I'm down here in the booth with Rudy. Congrats on that win, man.
Mother of God! Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Christ.
Oh, that was an awesome finish right there, bud.
Yeah, I need a couple seconds, man. Jesus Christ.
Catch your breath, Luis. We'll give you that minute. I'll tell you what, while you're catching your breath, why don't we get a word in with Scott Hunsinger, second place, and we'll catch up with you in a minute after you catch your breath, Luis, okay?
10-4, bud.
All right. Scott Hunsinger, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, tell me about that finish, Scott, because that was crazy.
Yeah, that was it's pretty nuts. I'm sure it looked crazy. It certainly felt crazy out here. A lot of jumping around and just trying to find a hold and trying to decide whether I'm going to try to make a hole or just try to help Luis. So real proud of our team this week. We put a lot of work into this, so it's good that we get at least top two.
Yeah, well, let's go back to some of the pit stops there. A couple times you guys were way back and you got separated from Brian Wodelson there. I know he's one of your teammates, and you guys got separated. Were you a little concerned, or were you not worried about it, knowing that you're going to have another pit stop coming up?
I wasn't too concerned. I mean, there's quite a few of us that were working together. Like John and I were working together. About the only thing that made me nervous was my own entries into the pits there. I was kind of getting in a little too hot, but was able to get it slowed down just enough. So everything worked out.
Well, congrats on second place. I'll tell you what, Scott, it was looking a little bleak there for a little bit there. You guys, you front 7 or 8 there that were racing so hard together, and it was just back and forth. This one would lead this lap, that one would lead the next lap. It was just on and on and on from there. But man, what a fantastic finish! We couldn't have asked for a more exciting finish up in the booth here. Jeremy stayed up here with me for the late part of this race, and I'll tell you, we were just jumping up in our seats. And we were both on the edge of our seats and just hanging on, man, watching this. And I couldn't imagine how you guys felt out there, the excitement and the adrenaline pumping in your veins. I bet you're just wringing wet with sweat on that. You probably got white knuckles from hanging onto that steering wheel right now.
Absolutely. I was about ready to say that. I was going to say white knuckling it all the way around there, and I'm freaking drenched. So that was a lot of fun.
Congratulations on second place, Scott. Well deserved. You did just what you needed to do there at the end. You stayed right in it. But anybody you want to thank tonight, Scott?
Obviously, you guys for putting this on. You guys do a great job. The league, ECR, I love running here. It's a great league. All my teammates at Wild Child and Spartan, Brian, Ken, Libby, Luis, Tony DeJaneiro, Nathan Miller, Nelson Rivera. I mean, all put a lot of work into these sets, and it pays off. So thank those guys.
All right, Scott, thank you for talking to us. Congratulations to Scott Hunsinger, second place. Luis, you feel like talking now?
Now I can. The difference.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh, man, Luis. Coming to take the checker, we saw on the backstretch there, you and Scott kind of threw a block on Scott, but nothing wrong with it as far as we could see. Awesome finish. That was that was awesome.
I wasn't sure the number of laps that we got because we were looking at fuel. When we pitted the last time, we made a decision that we were not going to top it off and we were only going to take 2 tires, so that's what everybody did. So I came looking at my fuel for most of it until I heard the spotter say it's 5 to go get them. And we had a group of guys and everybody was waiting. We were waiting for that final push, and we saw Nick and Justin get together and go very, very hard on the outside. I think everybody at that point just clicked and said, all right, race is on. And it was a joust for position, who's going to be where, when, with who. That was the pairing that you're going to get, who you're going to be. And when I made a move, I thought I made a move too soon. The first time that I took the lead, and I saw both John and Nick go by me. I said, this is not what I want to be. This is not what I want to be. I need to go, because if a caution comes out, and we were hearing a lot of things on the radio, and I said, I need to go. I need to find a way to get by, to be in front. If something happens, I'll do whatever I can to drive looking at my mirror and see whatever happens. So at the last lap, I got a run with Nick. We went by John. I knew that they were going to come back. I saw an outside lane coming very, very strong on the outside. I saw Brian coming, so I said, you know what, this is my cue. If I don't go now, I'm not going to go. I'm going to be stuck. So I took it. Opened the last lap. I saw another run coming on the outside. So you know what? This is the time that if I don't race this entire track, trying to be as clean but as tough as possible, I'm not gonna get it, because they're gonna drive by me. So I try to make my car as wide as possible, trying to make a move as early as possible so they would have time to react and not destroy the race of everybody, but not early enough that they will have time to do a counter move. I think it worked the first time. When I saw Nathan coming to the inside, I said, oh, please don't go below the yellow line. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. And we went, I think, to the limit of everything that we could. When he came back up, I had to go to the middle, and I was fortunate that Scott had to check up as well and gave me that little bump. I don't know what happened. I think I would have made it to the line and having to block Scott. But I don't know what happened. Caution came out a little bit before that. I still don't know what was it for. I heard a lot of people talking. So I've been racing with ECR for a year and a half, and I've been trying like a madman trying to get a win. And people know that I like super speedways. A little bit. I thought I had a chance at Daytona, but for the league, and I had some pretty big shoes to fill, covering for MaxSpeedTV, which was an honor. And I haven't been racing. I've been in the booth because personal life had been in the way. I said, I'm not going to let this one go by. I'm not going to let this one sit out. So made a bunch of things here at the house, at home. My wife knows. And it happened, man. It's going to take me a while. I'm shaking. My hands are cold. I'm really, really shaking of how hard I was grasping the steering wheel. So it happened. I'm an ECR winner. So
heck yeah, buddy.
Hell yeah. It feels
I'm
good,
just waiting to join you. It's been frustrating, but a great night for you, Luis. Man, racing all night was just back and forth. One lane would go, then another one on the inside would go. Whichever lane seemed to have the most cars is the lane that had the run, and it was able to get in front.
Yeah, we saw this last night during our Xfinity race, that people were not content just sitting where they were. They were moving, they were jousting, they were changing positions. They were trying to position themselves where they thought it was the best place. And I was afraid that this was going to happen tonight, and it did. But as it is in this league, when we run consecutive races like we do, and Rudy can be a testament to that. Our cup races have been awesome because of our Xfinity program, because everybody runs the Xfinity and they realize what they need to do when they go to cup. So that's why we see cup racing being this good. So it was. I need to go back and watch this, man. I'm really curious to see the whole thing.
Well, oh man, it was fun up here.
I missed you in the booth tremendously tonight, Luis, but I'll tell you what, Jeremy did a fantastic job helping me. But I really miss you, Luis.
Well,
you
now
spoiled
that I'm
me.
a winner, and now that I'm a winner, now that I'm in the chase, why not? Maybe I can skip a couple of races, those tracks that I don't particularly like. We may team up again. Never know.
There you go. Well, I was glad to see you out there, and you did well. So congrats to you, brother.
Thanks, bud. Thank you very much. Thanks for broadcasting again. You guys do an awesome job. When I heard that Jeremy was in the booth, I said, "Oh, Rudy got a partner that is awesome as well." So we're covered. We're covered.
That's right. When he said something about coming into the booth, I was like, "Yeah, man!" I was looking for him. I couldn't find him. Finally, I found him, and I drug him down here. Yes. And as fellow broadcasters, we stick together, So, like I told Jeremy, I'm always rooting for him, And it was really terrible that he got was out of the race here to finish it up, and he could have got back out, turned a few more laps probably, but it really wouldn't have done any good. Did you wind up going out and turning a couple laps, Jeremy?
And I tried. It wouldn't go. I got it into first gear and it wouldn't go. So I was like, well, that's awesome.
Oh man.
Yeah, I tried to go out with like 3 laps to go. Gas? Nah, no noise, no nothing.
All right, well, we're going to head over to third place, Nathan Miller. Nathan, you got a copy?
Hey.
Well, you've had a win under your belt and almost pulled another one out here tonight. We seen you guys way back there. Wow, like 35 seconds behind that lead pack with one pit stop to go. Were you really concerned, and how did you guys get back that far?
I wasn't too concerned. We came up with a strategy that would hopefully close the gap, and it did. But before I say anything else about that, the reason we were that far back is because I think it was Mike Levy and I, the 55. We actually got together on pit road. Our whole team, our whole group, whatever, came down pit road together, and I had a couple guys get in a little hotter than me, so I kind of left them a lane on the high side. So I wasn't down in the pits, but I was as close to the right as I could be without hitting the guys on the outside of me. So I just kind of held my line, and all of a sudden he started coming down, and in hindsight, I knew he was pitting behind me, but, when you're coming down pit road and you're just trying not to speed, you don't have really time to think about all that. So I see him start to come down, and so I drifted as far low as I could without actually hitting other pit boxes, because they throw out black flags for too many pit boxes like it's going out of style. So I wasn't going to hit too many pit boxes and screw up my race that way. So ended up turning him on pit road, which really sucked. I sat there for 3 seconds extra to fix whatever damage I did get from that. But luckily, a couple of the guys had some bad stops with me, so we came back out. We were pretty far back, but it looks like the front group maybe had an issue at some point, and it caught us. We were the second group, which I was in. We got within, I think, about 4 seconds or so before the field had to pit again.
Yep.
And so we made the call: let's take 2 tires and half a tank of fuel. And that should put us at least close. Because with the pit stops, the groups usually break apart anyway. And there was enough of us coming down together doing that strategy that we'd have 4 or 5 cars in line. So I didn't know it would put us right up back into contention immediately, but we came right back out and we were right up there in the top group. So that from then on, we had to conserve fuel for about 5 laps to make it. But as you can see on the last couple laps, it was pedal to the metal.
Well, tell me about that last coming to the checkered flag there. Exactly all what you've seen, and what not to point fingers at anybody, but what did you see happening, and that you slid through there and got third?
Well, in general, what I saw happening was people doing what they had to do to get the win. I mean, the fact that we finished in the green. Sort of in the green. I'm so happy because that's what it's all about. But normally it's either you wreck or it's not that exciting. So this was awesome. I know Nick Olson and Justin Blaine had worked together for a while, and Nick knew that I think the Spartan guys were up here. So he had to do everything he had to do. So he was making some pretty aggressive moves there with a couple to go. And then I was just kind of riding in the back. There wasn't much I could do unless I let it play out in front of me. So I just tried to align myself in a position where I'd be able to take advantage of everybody else racing. So on that last lap, I saw Scott Hunzinger get a run on the outside, so I went high into one, picked him up, and Schweikert was out there too. So we had a good run, and then that kind of forced Luis to come up high, and I was like, okay, that's going to be his move. I thought we were going to wreck right there because my spotter said inside, and I got his bumper, but he did a hell of a job not letting me hook him right into the fence. So I thought that was going to be his big move right there. And then as soon as I cleared the 13, I just dove to the inside, and then Luis came down. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the last lap. If you let your momentum go, you're done. So I was like, well, it is what it is, I guess. I'm not going to let off. So
yeah. Well,
we touched fenders, and then I had to go below the yellow because it was either spin him out and wreck the entire team probably, or go below the yellow and pray for the best. And luckily Luis was aware enough of what was going on, and he gave me he literally gave me just enough room to come back up the track and allow me to kind of wheel the car without letting it spin out in front of everybody. And then after that, looks like John got loose and took out Brian. I know he's upset about that. John's upset about that. I know it was an accident. And then after that, I just had nobody behind me, so it was relegated to a third place. But I'll take third over wrecking the entire front group. So it was crazy, man.
Yeah, that was a crazy deal right there, man. And how you wheeled that back up onto the track without getting into Luis was beyond me, man. But great
it was half throttle and a lot of wheel.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah, that was definitely great. So putting on a good show here tonight. For third place for Nathan Miller, that's pretty awesome. Nathan, you've been through enough of these races on the super speedways that you know just exactly what you got to do. You put it in there when you needed to. Pit strategies worked out great in your favor. Bringing home third. So anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah. Well, first I have to say sorry to Mike Levy. I didn't do anything on purpose. I don't feel like I did anything wrong. I mean, you're racing, and even though he was on my outside on pit road, I didn't hear anything from him at all, and I had no idea where his pit box was until it was too late. So, but either way, I did not mean to do that to him. So I apologize to you, Mike. I hope you hear this. Other than that, thank the team, thanks Scott and everybody for a great set. Thank you guys. Always love watching the broadcast. This one will be no different. Thanks to ECR, of course, for letting me race here. I'm glad to finally have a ride. So thanks to John Schweikert for figuring all that out. It's cool to see the 40 in the Cup Series now, and I'll see what we can do from here.
All right, Nathan. We'll see you next week then. And great job out there tonight. Bringing home third. That was awesome.
Thanks, Rudy. And shout out to John Susia. He said he was watching, so thanks for watching, bud.
Oh, very good. Very good. All right, let's get up here and run down through the results then.
Real quick, Rudy. Luis didn't get a chance to give some shout outs real quick. He had someone he wanted to talk to real quick. Is that a
go ahead.
Possibility to our winner?
Go ahead.
No, I just need, this is one of those moments that I need to. This was not possible by myself. There's no way I would be here without not only the team that I run now, but everybody that helped me get to this point. So everybody from ACR, Anthony, AJ, Sean Medling, Jeremy, my teammate from last year, my teammate to this year, John Schweikert, Brian Wilderson, Ken Worley, Nathan Miller, Nelson Rivera, Tony DeGennaro that got his first win last night. So awesome. Italian blood is running wild this week in Talladega. So everybody that helped me get a couple of the secrets of Super Speedway, Nick Olson, Justin Bland, Colin Fern, Matthew Turnhorns, Mark Figueroa, everybody that helped me get better every time that we're on the track, shared secrets, gave me tips, and made sure that I can come to a track like this with this level of talent and know that I can play with the big boys. So, and now I really know that I can play with the big boys, and it's awesome. So thanks again to everybody in the league. Thanks for you guys for believing in the league and getting behind, getting on board, putting the effort, putting the time, and helping us put this product out.
All right. Thanks, Luis. Appreciate that, buddy. Okay, is that it?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Luis Salmaso comes home the winner here tonight. Scott Hunsinger second, Nathan Miller third, Nick Olson coming in fourth, Justin Bland fifth, Douglas Hess in sixth place, Brian Wilson seventh, Nelson Rivera eighth, AJ Scarborough ninth, Stephen Massey 10th, Tony DeGennaro 11th, John Cottle 12th, Josh Witherspoon finishing 13th, Ken Worley 14th, Michael Guidry 15th, Thomas Lattimore 16th, Anthony Thitchner 17th, Chuck Harrell 18th, Pat Roche in 19th, John Schweikert finishing 20th, Chris Serkois 21st, Brandon Simmons 22nd, Blake Freeman 23rd, Matt Moritz 24th, Michael Leiby in 25th, Michael Kinner 26th, Kurt Quist 27th, Chris Steele 28th, Ron Miller 29th, and Ken Ron 30th. Jay Adair 31st, Tony Diamond 32nd, and finishing dead last on the field, my partner in the booth, Jeremy Rubin.
Yeah. Tough night. But, you know, hey, Buddy Luis won, so that makes up for it. I'll take it.
Well, better
we'll
luck.
Take it and move on.
Better luck next week, Jeremy. That's all I can say. And, you know, just so you know that I'm always rooting you on, brother. So.
Well, I appreciate that.
All right, folks. Well, thanks for watching here tonight on MaxSpeedTV, and we'll be back here next week. Where are they racing at next week?
Kansas Motor Speedway.
Oh, yeah. Great racing there at Kansas. All right, folks. We'll see you next week at Kansas.